Most men are slaves to their emotions. A text message triggers anxiety. Traffic triggers rage. A rejection triggers despair. They react without thinking, suffer without understanding why. But there was a man who ruled an empire while maintaining absolute emotional control. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and he left behind 7 rules that made him emotionally unbreakable. Today, you'll learn what they are. Let's start with rule number 1. Marcus Aurelius was born into privilege. He would become the most powerful man in the world, Emperor of Rome. But power didn't protect him from suffering. His mentor was poisoned. His wife was unfaithful. A plague killed millions of his subjects. His own son was a disappointment. He faced constant assassination attempts, political betrayal, military defeats, everything that destroys ordinary men. Yet his journals, collected in a book called Meditations, reveal a man of unshakable calm. How? He didn't suppress his emotions. He didn't pretend to be invincible. He understood something most men never grasp. Emotions are not your enemy. Your judgment about emotions is. This distinction changed everything, and it's the foundation of all 7 rules. Rule number 1. Separate what you control from what you don't. Marcus Aurelius understood something most men never grasp. Your emotions are triggered by things outside your control. Traffic, other people's opinions, market crashes, disease, betrayal. But here's the Stoic truth. You control only 3 things: your judgment, your desire, your aversion. That's it. Everything else is indifferent to you. When you accept this, emotions lose their power. Why? Because you stop fighting reality. A man stuck in traffic who accepts he cannot control the traffic remains calm. A man who fights it suffers twice, once from the traffic, once from his resistance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Some things are up to us, some things are not up to us." This wasn't philosophy to him, it was survival. The moment you stop demanding that external events be different, you become free. Rule number 2. Distinguish between impression and judgment. An impression is automatic. Your boss criticizes your work. You feel shame. Someone ignores your text. You feel rejected. A competitor succeeds. You feel envy. These impressions arrive unbidden. You don't choose them. But here's what you do control: your judgment about the impression. Marcus Aurelius called this premeditatio malorum, the practice of examining your impressions before accepting them as truth. When shame arises, you can examine it. Is the criticism valid? If yes, use it. If no, discard it. The shame itself is not your enemy. Your blind acceptance of the shame is. Most men collapse under emotions because they treat impressions as facts. A Stoic examines the impression, questions it, judges it, and only then decides whether to accept it. This single practice will transform your emotional life. Rule number 3. Practice negative visualization. This sounds dark, but it's the most powerful emotional inoculation ever created. Marcus Aurelius regularly imagined losing everything: his power, his wealth, his health, his loved ones. He didn't do this to be morbid. He did it to prepare his mind. When you vividly imagine loss, real loss becomes less devastating when you practice gratitude for what you have by imagining its absence. You stop taking it for granted. Most men live in denial. They assume their health will last forever. Their relationships will never break. Their success will never fade. Then reality strikes, and they shatter. A Stoic practices loss in his imagination. So when loss comes in reality, he's already grieved. He's already accepted. He's already moved forward. This is why Marcus Aurelius could face the plague without panic. He had already imagined plague. He had already accepted death. When it arrived, it was merely confirmation of what he'd already prepared for. Now, the next 3 rules are where most men fail. Rule number 4. Focus only on your effort, not the outcome. This is where most men fail. They pursue goals with desperation. They need the promotion. They need the relationship. They need the victory. And when they fail, they collapse. Because they made their emotional well-being dependent on outcomes they don't fully control. Marcus Aurelius pursued power, military victory, and legacy with full commitment. But he didn't attach his peace of mind to these outcomes. He wrote, "You have power over your actions alone, not over outcomes." Never confuse the two. A modern example. A man applies for a job. He obsesses over the outcome. He checks his email constantly. He imagines the rejection. He suffers before the rejection even happens. A Stoic applies for the job with full effort. Then he releases it. He controls the application. He doesn't control the hiring decision. So why suffer over what he doesn't control? This practice eliminates 90% of unnecessary anxiety. Because most anxiety comes from obsessing over outcomes, not from actual present circumstances. This next rule is the most misunderstood principle in Stoicism. Rule number 5. Distinguish between preferred and dispreferred indifferents. This is where Stoicism gets sophisticated. Imagine a man who wants a promotion. He works hard, he prepares, he gives his best. This promotion is a preferred indifferent. He wants it, it's good. But if he doesn't get it, he doesn't fall into despair. He doesn't see his life as ruined. He accepts the outcome, learns from it, and moves on. He knows his worth isn't tied to that single outcome. Most men, however, make the promotion a required indifferent. They need it for their happiness. If they don't get it, their world crumbles. Marcus Aurelius understood this distinction perfectly. He didn't believe all outcomes were equally good. He had preferences. He preferred health to sickness, wealth to poverty, victory to defeat. But, and this is critical, he didn't attach his emotional well-being to these preferences. He pursued them with full effort, but he didn't suffer when he failed to achieve them. Modern men do the opposite. They pursue outcomes with half effort while emotionally depending on success. Then they collapse when they fail. The Stoic pursues with full commitment but emotional detachment. He wants to win, but he won't be destroyed if he loses. He wants health, but he won't despair if he becomes ill. He wants love, but he won't shatter if he's rejected. This distinction is invisible to most people. But it's the difference between ambition and desperation, between drive and neediness. Marcus Aurelius could lead Rome with absolute commitment because he wasn't emotionally dependent on success. That's unbreakable. Rule number 6. Practice Amor Fati, love of fate. This doesn't mean you're happy when bad things happen. It means you accept what happens and find the opportunity within it. Marcus Aurelius faced constant adversity, plague, war, betrayal. And he wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." He didn't deny the pain. He didn't pretend it wasn't happening. He accepted it fully and looked for how it could strengthen him. When you resist reality, you suffer twice. Once from the event itself, once from your resistance. When you accept reality and look for the lesson, you suffer once and you grow. This is why Stoics are dangerous. They cannot be broken by circumstance, because they've already accepted that circumstance will be difficult, and they've already committed to finding strength in difficulty. Most men are fragile because they're fighting reality. A Stoic is unbreakable because he's aligned with reality. And now, the final rule, the one Marcus Aurelius returned to every single day. Rule number 7. Remember your mortality. Memento Mori. Remember you will die. This isn't depressing, it's liberating. When you truly accept that your time is limited, trivial concerns disappear. You stop caring about status symbols. You stop seeking approval. You stop wasting time on people who don't matter. You stop postponing what's important. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He wasn't being morbid. He was being practical. When you remember death, you remember what actually matters. Your character, your integrity, your relationships, your contribution, not your bank account, not your social media followers, not your car. A man who remembers he will die cannot be manipulated by fear. Because the worst thing that can happen, death, he's already accepted. This is why Marcus Aurelius was unbreakable. He had already died in his mind, so nothing in life could threaten him. Let's recap. 7 Stoic rules to become emotionally unbreakable. 1. Separate what you control from what you don't. 2. Distinguish between impression and judgment. 3. Practice negative visualization. 4. Focus only on your effort, not the outcome. 5. Distinguish between preferred and dispreferred indifferents. 6. Practice Amor Fati. 7. Remember your mortality. These 7 rules are not separate. They're interconnected. They all point to the same truth. Your emotional well-being is not determined by external circumstances. It's determined by your judgment about those circumstances. Marcus Aurelius didn't have an easy life. He had the most difficult life imaginable. But he remained calm, focused, and purposeful. Not because he was superhuman, but because he understood these principles and he practiced them daily, for decades. This is important. Emotional mastery is not a destination, it's a practice. You won't achieve it once and keep it forever. You'll practice it, lose it, and practice it again. That's the Stoic way. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. The goal is progress. Here's what you do next. Pick one rule. Just one. Practice it for a week. Notice how your emotional reactions change. Notice how you suffer less. Then add another rule. Build the practice slowly, consistently. This is how Marcus Aurelius became emotionally unbreakable. Not through one moment of enlightenment, but through daily practice, daily discipline, daily commitment to these principles. You have the same capacity. You have the same tools. The only question is, will you use them? If you found value in this, subscribe. The next video will go deeper into how to practice these rules in your daily life. Ancient wisdom, modern strength.